Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome and welcome back to Morning Intentions. Today is Tuesday, August 4th. It's the second day of August's theme. Augustus theme.
Easy for you to say.
The courage to know yourself. We'll just skip the date.
For our theme of the month.
For our theme of the month, the courage to know yourself. I have been beaming. You know, Annette, when I get a little buzz going because I'm just thinking so much.
Oh, I do.
I've been thinking.
Okay.
I've been thinking.
What you been thinking about?
So when it comes to, I'll give a little overview, Enneagram overview here. So the Enneagram, if you look at the path that it came from where it started to where it is today, it is a combination of spirituality and psychology. It draws from both of those fields. And in fact, when you think about psychology, the Greek meaning behind that word is the study of the soul or spirit. So even when we think of psychology, we're doing that deep work. We're going within. And this month, in addition to Enneagram topics, we also want to bring in the work of Carl Jung. And while he didn't talk about the Enneagram at all, as far as I'm aware, he did a lot of the same work. The Enneagram and the different types, they're just archetypes. And Carl Jung did a lot of work with archetypes. He also looked at the unconscious. The Enneagram also looks at the unconscious. A huge aspect of Carl Jung's work was bringing the unconscious patterns into the conscious mind so they would stop being in control. Our unconscious drives the car as long as it remains in the unconscious. To quote Jung himself, he said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." The unconscious controls us and things just happen. We're not aware. It's a blind spot. And then we just say, I don't know why that happened, but I guess it happened. That's just the way it turned out. We don't have to live life like that. When we can bring our unconscious to the conscious, then we are actually in control. And that's what the Enneagram is a wonderful tool for. It shows us what our unconscious patterns are. It shows us how our blind spots show up in our lives. So then they're not in charge anymore. We can make a better choice. We can have our power back. Annette always told me as a young kid, take your power back. I don't know why she would say that to me. Maybe because I was giving my power away way too much, but she says that to me.
You truly didn't know?
Well, I didn't have a clue what that meant. I do now, though.
Okay, good.
I do now. Take your power back because I didn't give it away. Keep myself small, make people laugh, hope everything's gonna be all right. But that's no way to live because it's an unconscious pattern that's driving my life. And then I would say that's just the way things are. But once I know that that's how I show up, I get a better choice now. I get to choose how I want to show up in each and every situation. It's not my unconscious directing me. So we're coming at this from two angles that mirror each other, the Enneagram and Carl Jung, because our goal here is to use the Enneagram to show us how do we show up in life in a way that we do automatically. Everybody has an Enneagram type, but we may not know it. But then once you start seeing it, you can't unsee it. I was just reading very quickly as I was waiting for Annette, a book about the Enneagram. And it was talking about, so I'm an Enneagram 7, and it was talking about how the Enneagram 7s feel terror and then laugh and joke and put on a happy face because that's too much for them. Oh my goodness, that is me.
Well, that's the thing about this work. Many of our clients weren't familiar with the idea that our unconscious is the driver. That can take a while to wrap your mind around because we can think, that's not true. I know what I'm doing. I think things through.
I thought about it. I weighed out the pros and cons, and then I made my choice.
But that's why they're called blind spots. We do have these survival strategies. They can also be called coping mechanisms. But these survival strategies that literally help us survive. We use them and use them and use them, but then we use them where they're not applicable because they just become this automatic pattern. And one thing that Ada and I always try to share, which we'll probably share over and over this month, we are not our coping strategies. We develop a personality to protect us from what is scary in life, where we don't feel safe. And when we develop these strategies, then we start showing up in a different way than we would if we didn't have the scary things going on. And by scary, I'm not saying that it was capital T trauma so severe. It can be little. It can be little bits of feedback that we don't feel that we belong. We feel that we're going to lose love if we don't show up in a certain way. Somebody's going to be angry. There's many different ways we can develop these survival strategies, but we develop the survival strategies. And then we change our personality, and then we can think that the personality that we changed to is who we really are, and that's not true. We are not our coping strategies, and we are not that personality that we developed to keep us safe.
And that might sound strange for some. I'm not my personality. Who else would I be? This is who I am. This is how I've been my entire life. Isn't my personality just who I am? Isn't that just a description of who I am inside? No, it's not. Our personality is who we are when we can't show up as our authentic selves, whether the situation is too fearful or it's not safe enough for us to be our authentic selves. We've lived from our unconscious so much that we don't even know who we are. Unfortunately, we've seen that, and it's been a joy to then guide people through. Here's how you can show up authentically. That's the sad part, because they think this is who I am. I don't even know who I am if this isn't who I am.
And this is where Carl Jung comes in, because he talked about wearing masks, how we put on a mask in certain situations, and then we think that's who we are. I'll never forget when Robert Holden, our coaching instructor, said, your personality is who you are when you don't show up. He said that, and I thought, I have no idea what that statement means. But
Do you now?
What that statement means is we develop this quote unquote personality or a collection of masks. We put those on so many times that we don't even know who we are. Who we really are is the person that is underneath the mask, the person that is underneath the survival strategies. That's what we want to focus on this month. It's so easy to put on the mask, especially if we've been doing it for a very long time and we didn't even know there was such a thing.
Our goal, though, is to not put on a different and better mask.
So true, Ada. So true.
We think in so many ways that if we're doing the personal development work, then we have to basically put on a different show, put on a different mask. If we're irresponsible, let's put on the responsible mask. If we have had struggles at work, well, what's a mask that will make me show up better at work? If I've been in relationships where I haven't felt safe to be honest, well, I'll just put on this honesty mask. That's not the way this works. We're not looking for a better mask. Another way to put this, we're not here to create a better ego. That's not what we're about here on Morning Intentions, and that's not what this work is about.
And whether it's Carl Jung, Sigmund Freud, or all the way down the line, Carl Jung was born in the late 1800s. This idea of the unconscious being in control and bringing what's in the unconscious to the conscious, that's been the work of psychoanalysis, psychotherapy, and psychology. It's going to be a great month. But for today, once again, Ada, what is our intention?
I think it should be, I'm here in my life on this planet to be authentic, not wear a different or better mask. I'm here to be authentic, not wear a different or supposedly better mask. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.